Yo, what is up, guys? This is the Brick Joe here, and I want to talk about the new Transformers Lego set number 10302, set to release here June 1st. There's already quite a few reviews on this, as it seems many people were able to get this early, so I wanted to mainly discuss it in comparison to Lego Voltron, and I just want to touch on, too, some of my little nitpicking of this set, and yeah, mainly comparing it here to Voltron. But like I said, there's a lot of good reviews out there, so if you're interested in more of a comprehensive review, I would probably suggest you guys viewing one of those videos. But without further ado, let's go ahead and start with this comparison. So Optimus Prime here, it's going to come with 1,508 pieces. It is going to retail for $170. It stands a little over 13 inches tall, and that's what I was mainly interested in, especially in comparing it to Voltron. I thought Voltron was very large set for both its price point and piece count. It seemed like a very substantial set value-wise. And Voltron there, I think, was around, let's see, 2,300 pieces, and it was $180 retail. So just $10 more, and it's a lot more pieces. However, when looking at the height of this, Voltron was just over 15 inches, so it is a little bit larger, in size comparison, but I wouldn't say it's anything crazy. But piece count wise, obviously quite a bit more. So I think one thing to discuss too with Voltron is it did have the $180 retail price. However, it was on sale for a little while at $125 during its lifespan at Costco, and also for $135 on Walmart.com. I remember that. I think maybe even on Lego.com it was $125 for a little bit there. Anyway, this set was frequently found on sale towards the end of its lifespan. And so I feel like from my perspective, and kind of remembering the life cycle of this set, I kind of have a cheaper price point than its MSRP, but we'll discuss it in comparison to both of these MSRPs, as I feel like that's only most fair. Now, when looking at Voltron, I always consider Voltron to be like, Lego's never going to make a Transformers set. This is the closest you're going to get. It's a neat display piece, but I could care less about Voltron. I didn't really, grew up with that. I don't really know what it is exactly, but it looks Transformer-ish, so it still kind of has that, I think, displayability factor. Is always kind of my opinion on this set. And, it's surprising that we do have a Lego Transformer set. Lego and Hasbro being competitors, I would say, in general, in the toy industry. This was never a collab I ever really expected. And I think many people are excited about that, and many people were looking forward to this set. We knew this was coming for a little while here, and it's just crazy to actually be able to see this, the packaging, and see this sort of come to life here. One thing that Optimus Prime has, in comparison to Voltron, is its ability to transform into the truck. And the actual transforming ability, I would say, it's good, and it definitely has a nice finished product into like the finished truck. But I would say, it's nothing. I don't think there's any crazy build techniques to make that happen. It definitely is a neat, compact way to have it transform, but it's kind of like immensely, in my mind, what you'd expect, and it's very similar to Transformer toys if you've ever seen kind of how those work. But overall, I just think functionality and overall look-wise, they did a very good job in the execution of Optimus Prime. So one area that I think is of main comparison that needs to be made here is the face of Voltron in comparison to Optimus Prime. I always thought, like, it just seems weird to me, the amount of detail that Voltron has in its face in comparison to Optimus Prime. And part of that, I think, can be attributed to Optimus Prime having to transform and things like that, but I'm getting like the vibes of like the Statue of Liberty where they just used that flat shield piece. I kind of get similar vibes to this, where it's like I feel like they did a really good job, and then when it got to like right around the sort of eye area, it just could not look right, in my opinion. It just looks a little bit off, and not to say it really takes away tremendously from the rest of the set. But if there was something for me to comment on and nitpick about, I think it would have to be that, especially in comparison to Voltron, which again released, in 2018. You'd expect to see, some advancements made there. And even this piece right here, I don't know if this is a new piece or new-ish piece, but just overall, I just don't like the way they kind of have the eyes there. And then this piece here, it just looks almost too basic. And I think it would have been much better if they could utilize build techniques similar to what they did here on Voltron with those two studs as eyes and things like that. And so overall, I think these sets are comparable. I think you're definitely getting a little bit less just in total size with Optimus Prime. However, I think you're getting much more value as far as IP goes. I just didn't place a lot of value on that, Voltron branding, whereas I feel like this is what people wanted, and this is going to be, I think, a really unique set to have. I would be surprised if we saw more collabs, and see more Transformers sets. I think this will probably be kind of the only Transformers set we'll be seeing if I had to make a prediction. But, at $170 for 1,500 pieces, it's not terrible. I don't think it's fantastic. I think it's kind of somewhere in the middle of the road there. And overall, I think this is a good set. If you're a huge Transformers fan, I think you're going to really enjoy this set. I think especially, too, if you're into kind of like the old school Transformers, you're definitely going to enjoy this set, maybe more so than if you were into maybe the newer movies. I just think it has more of that classic Transformers toy style. And if you compare the Lego to like the original Transformers toy, I think it has the most comparison to that. And not necessarily the Optimus Prime from Michael Bay movies, but nevertheless, I think it is overall a very good set. So let me know what you guys think about this set, especially in comparison to Voltron. Again, I think it's just a much more valuable branding to have than Voltron, and I think you could definitely justify the much lower piece count for a similar price. And I think this is definitely a set to have. If you just look at the price too on Voltron right now, I remember like post retirement, it definitely was one of those sets that it kind of was like, wow, you get that for $125, and right after it was going for like $250, $260. Haven't checked the price on that recently, but I would guess it probably sort of stayed around there, around the $250 price point. So it'll be interesting to see what happens to the price of Voltron. But when you consider that, and I mean, you could pay $250 for Voltron on eBay versus get this awesome Transformers new set for $170. Obviously, that comparison, this seems like a great deal. So definitely give 2 thumbs up for this Lego Transformers. Not sure if this will make it on the wanted list quite enough for me to buy it. But again, if you're a Transformers fan, I think this is definitely a must-have. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this set. If you guys are new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, guys, this is the Brick Duo, signing off.